Welcome to Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast, a podcast providing education, information, and mostly inspiration that will help you become the best version of yourself. Join host Jackie Boyd for engaging and intriguing conversations. Now, Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Listen, welcome to the 15th episode of the Trust, Then Know, Jackie Boyd Podcast. I'm your guest host. I'm your man, Chris Allen. And I'm telling you, it's an honor and a privilege to be hosting tonight's show. So listen, I'm going to tell you right up front, I'm going to read some notes. Because if you know anything about my next guest, you know she's very meticulous. And I don't want to mess this up. So listen, the Jackie Boyd Podcast comes on every second and fourth Tuesday of every month on all of your major podcast stream platforms. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Olux Life Mansion. If you're looking for a venue in the area to host your small event or meeting, consider the Olux Life Mansion. That's oluxlife.com. So tonight's guest, I'm telling you, it's going to be nice. It's going to be awesome. It's awesome. It's a very special guest tonight. She's very, very important to me. She has become my friend, someone that I respect highly in the industry. So listen, tonight's guest is none other than Jackie Boyd. What's going on, Miss Jackie Boyd?
Hello, Christopher. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing.
We flipping it.
But first, before we go into that, I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to sit in this particular seat. I know you didn't take it lightly, and I'm so honored and privileged to be able to fill these shoes. I know it's a lot of shoes to fill, but I'm going to try my best to fill them tonight. All right?
Well, I thank you for saying yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So listen, why the switch up?
You know, I'm always wanting to bring people on that have something to say. And I love people's stories. I love conversating with them. But I have a lot to say, Chris.
Sure.
And I thought about it, right? I think we may have taken a little bit of a break by a couple of weeks because my phenomenal videographer was out of the country. So he's back, hands out, shout out to my man, Landon Griggs.
Yep.
And so during that break, I just said, I have so much to say. And I wanted to be able to share it with my guest tonight.
Right.
And I thought about who can pull stuff out of me like nobody else. Chris Allen. So that's what this switch is about.
Yeah. I mean, I know we talk off camera. We talk all the time. All the time. And we have some very heated and some very awesome dialogue between the two of us.
Yes, we do. And
so tonight's not going to be any different.
No different.
One thing I asked you was, can we be very transparent?
We can be very transparent.
And you said yes.
Yes.
So tonight we're going to go in. And we're just going to have some
Go
conversation.
easy.
We're going to listen. And we're going to talk. We're going to talk. And so tonight's conversation is going to be discussing professional and personal transitions that are helping you achieve all your goals.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's right.
All right. So let's jump into it.
Okay.
What is it, Jackie Boyd, that you really want people to know tonight? What's going on?
Listen, transitions are always going to happen. We're going to always, the one consistent thing in life is change.
Right.
And how you navigate those changes can say a lot about you as a person.
Sure.
And so this year has been crazy, Chris.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. Professionally, personally, and there have been a lot of changes that have taken place.
Sure.
And I'm like, man, you got to get through them. And I just wanted to share with folk why it's so important to navigate these changes. You have to dig in.
Right.
You have to. You got to go. If you're just relying on yourself to get through them, you may not get through them. You have to rely on a power. I call him Jesus.
Sure.
Higher than yourself to help you get through the changes, to help you navigate the waters.
Right.
And so that's what I want to talk about tonight.
Okay. Now, one of the things you talked about was going through the transitions, right? What has made this year difficult for you?
Well, it started off with everyone knows that I'm a real estate associate broker.
Sure.
And I have been with the broker. I'm one of those persons, Chris, that if it's not broke, I'm not going to even think about fixing it. I've said that to you 1,000 times. I'm not a jumper.
Right.
I don't jump. And that's a good quality because I'm very loyal, but at the same time, that quality can sometimes make you complacent.
Okay.
You have to really take it with a fine-tooth comb.
Sure.
So I am one of those persons that when I'm somewhere, when I'm on a project, in a place, in a space, and it's working, my brain is not even thinking about changing or switching or anything.
Right.
And so I was comfortable where I was with my brokerage. And then my brokerage went through some changes and I was forced to think about something else. And for me personally, that that gave me a bit of anxiety, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
And when I'm not sure what I want to do and how I want to do it or what I'm going to do, you know what I do, Chris?
Nothing.
I shop.
Okay. You shop. Okay.
Some people might say,
hopefully I was saying nothing, but you say you shop. You're going to spend some money. Okay. Got it. Okay.
That's just my therapy. Or I'll binge off of something watching that, that's brainless.
Sure.
Because I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm not sure where I am. And the thing that I like about, one thing about myself that I like about myself is that I'm very intentional.
Okay.
I'm not random.
Gotcha.
So when I make a decision, I'm not just making it.
Okay.
It's something that I've thought about, that I've prayed about, and I'm finally making a decision.
Right.
But just as intentional as I am in that way.
Right.
When I'm not sure, man, I'm just the opposite on the other end.
Sure.
It's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Right.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm kicking the can down the road until I absolutely cannot kick it any further. And so that's where I found myself. And I waited until I absolutely had to make a decision. And I won't say I just rushed into a decision. Even in that, I was still being intentional.
Sure.
But it did give me anxiety. It gave me anxiety. And I think, I'm not going to say I didn't recover from that, but I found myself in a stuck place.
Sure.
And where I am right now, I have no complaints about it. But that feeling that I like, that home feeling,
sure.
Whether in relationships, friendships, acquaintanceships, family, friends, whatever it is that Jackie Boyd is doing, I don't know how not to give my all. And so when I don't feel that home feeling, that homey feeling, that, I'm eating my chicken noodle soup feeling, that I got my cozy blanket on feeling, that comfortable pair of slippers feeling, I'm a little bit like a fish out of water. And so that's where I've been a little bit of, again, no complaints about where I am at all. And I think it's been more about me not allowing myself to experience that feeling, not the place. And I found myself in a stuck place.
One of the words that you used early on in this conversation, you said that you were at your previous brokers, you felt comfortable, right? Do you think that comfortability that you were experiencing then kind of kept you in a complacent place?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, again, I'm one of those persons, if it's not broke, I'm not even thinking about it. I don't even know what fix means if it's not broke for me. And so that's a good quality because it can help you. It makes you very loyal. It gives you that feeling of being settled.
Yeah.
But it also, if you're not careful, can cause you to become a little bit complacent.
Sure.
And so I'm not going to say that I hadn't become complacent. I will say I was just comfortable. I mean, that's the only way I can describe. I was comfortable. I had no reason to think anything. I had no reason to feel that there was a problem. There wasn't a problem.
Right.
I was good.
Gotcha.
I was good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But now that you transitioned from that particular brokerage into this new thing, one of the things you said was one of the hardest things you had to experience. What do you think it was now that has gotten you still in that place of uncertainty?
Well, here's the thing. I think when when there's shifts happening in our lives, right? When God wants you to do something, and it may not be move. It may be get plugged in. That may be the message. Or it may be move. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's move.
Got it.
But when you just know, when you are in tune with the Holy Spirit, when you are in tune with yourself, when you know yourself, you just know. It's like when your body is, your body is, something's happening, you kind of feel different, you know. And so that's all I can say. And I will encourage anybody watching or listening, yourself will tell yourself. You know what I mean? Yourself will tell yourself what you need to know. You may not recognize it. You may put on rose-colored glasses about it. You may put plugs in your ear because you don't want to hear it, but it's not because the message isn't coming or something is not happening inside of you to make you say, man, something is off. You know what I mean? It's just that you're not receiving it or you're not hearing it or you won't allow yourself to see it. But that's what I know has happened. That's what put me in that space. And where I am now, still feeling like I don't feel completely settled.
Got it. So what are some of the things that you're putting in place to, now that you recognize, because one thing to recognize, like you talked about when the Holy Spirit sharing with some stuff, now that you recognize that you felt complacent, what are some of the things that you're actually doing to help you get out of that complacency?
So I'm more in tuned. Okay. In other words, I'm not shopping.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like when I'm not sure what to do, I'm like, oh, don't shop, right?
Okay, got it.
And I say that tongue in cheek, but I also say it, kind of literally and figuratively. So I'm being more in tune, more aware. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting things just kind of fly over my head. I'm more aware, being more in tune. I think that's so key, to be in tune with how you're feeling, to be in tune with something's off, even with our bodies physically. When we know something is not quite right, we've been in these bodies for however long we've been in them, right? So we know when we're flowing and moving and things are feeling good. But when you know something is off, maybe that small voice in, hey, check this out or do this or the other. So right now I'm more aware. I'm talking about it. That's why I wanted to be in this side of the seat.
Got it.
Because I wanted to talk about it.
Right.
I pour out a lot. I pour out of myself a lot. I give of myself a lot, whether it's my time, my energy, my essence, my spirit. I give that a lot. Sometimes I'm not being poured back in. And so
hopefully I pour back into you.
You do.
Okay.
There are a few people who actually pour in, like who are my Pauls. My mom said you got to have a Paul, a Timothy, and a Barnabas. Right? Your Paul is your mentor. Your Timothy is your mentee. Your Barnabas is your compadre. That's who you're walking with, right? And so, I have a lot of Timothys. I have a lot of Barnabases. There's a handful of Pauls. And we need Pauls.
Absolutely.
Every mentor needs a mentor. Some wise man said that every coach needs a coach. I wonder who said that. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
But somebody has said that to me several times.
Sure.
So I pour a lot out. So sometimes, Chris, when I have a lot, God has given me a very deep wealth of pouring outness. But I get empty. You know what I mean? And sometimes people don't think you get empty. Because you're always doing or giving or being. But we do.
I remember when you were going through the transition and you were coming up with things that you wanted to do and you were talking about, the brokers shutting down and the decision you had to make. And I call it, we had to unpack some stuff, right? And one of the things we talked about when you were unpacking was being very clear by writing things down on what you actually wanted this next brokerage to look like, or what you wanted this next phase to look like. You had to be crystal clear on those particular things. How did that actually work for you? What was some of that process? So
here's the thing, and another wise person said to me, you don't have to know all the steps to start. Sometimes you just start. Just put the one. Here's what I knew: the brokerage was closing. So I knew if I was going to stay in real estate, I had to take my license somewhere. And there were a lot of, I was in a situation where I had to do something pretty quickly. And so I made a decision based on information that I'd had previously when I was looking for a brokerage, and then some folk I talked to, and I felt, okay, this was a good decision. So, okay, I've been accused of having a perfectionism quality about myself.
That's why you saw I brought this thing right here. I ain't finna mess this up. So she's not finna get me out here.
But here, I'm telling you, being a perfectionist can keep you handicapped. Because you want everything to be right.
Absolutely.
You want all the boxes to be checked. You want to know every step. And sometimes that does not require faith. That doesn't require faith. But God requires us to have faith. Because faith says, I'm not relying on me to know everything. I'm going to use what I have. I'm going to use what's in my hand, the information I have. I'm going to make a decision. And even if that decision does not turn out the way I want it to be, it's okay. Because the only thing that could possibly happen is it doesn't go right. And then you do something else. But when you have that perfectionism thing about yourself, you won't do that. You just stay in a space.
You get stuck,
You get stuck until you have all the pieces. And years can go by and you ain't got all the pieces. You got to put one foot in front of the other. So some of the things I did is like I had to ditch being a perfectionist. I had to ditch that. And I had to realize like, hey, you got to make a decision. And it wasn't like I just grabbed something. I still vetted. I still got information. I still talked to people. I still found out what I needed to know. And I made the decision that I felt at the time was the best decision for me.
That's good. That's good. You know, you talked about not having all the pieces, and my mother used to put these little puzzles together, right? Yeah. And she would have all the pieces on there. And in my young mind, I'm thinking, we're finna finish all this tonight. Yeah. Right? And I wanted to make sure we try to get all the little pieces, and you get frustrated sitting at the table. But my mother was so patient because she may not have finished it that particular night. Yeah. But the next day, she's coming by and she'd be, oh, that piece. And she'll put another piece to the puzzle. And then the next day, that piece. And then she'll come back and she'll work on it. And then eventually, the puzzle was complete. But it all didn't happen at one particular, and that thing stuck with me through life. Like, it's not all gonna happen right now. Right. It's just like every day, just put another piece to the puzzle. That's right. And eventually, it's all gonna come together.
It comes together.
You know, it's gonna happen. But once you get crystal clear on what you want, once you get crystal clear on what you want, then all the pieces gonna come. Right. And then when they become, you'll say, oh, that piece is not for me. Oh, that's another puzzle. They ain't got nothing to do with this puzzle.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But once you get clear on exactly what you want, the pieces,
they start coming together.
They're gonna start coming together.
And writing things down, is so important because it relieves your brain from having to keep so much up there. So if you write them down, it's a good feeling. I mean, I have felt it. Yeah. You know, and I'm old school. I mean, I'll use my phone, but I also use my notebook. Like I have a couple of little notebooks. Sure. A friend of mine said, hey, get the big pad. I do have a big pad. I'm writing things on a pad.
You're a very wise friend, I tell.
I'm a very wise friend. Yeah, yeah. You know, what's the pad? And then you writing things down. Sure. But I also like having that book. Sure. So if I'm wherever I am and I have my briefcase or my backpack or whatever, I'm gonna have that book with me. Right. And what I'll do is I'll write things down. And do I do them every night? No, I don't. I'm gonna be very transparent. I don't do them every day. Sure. But you should do them every day. You're writing down what you should do for the day, and whatever you don't complete, you transfer to the next day. Wow. And so that's what you start your day with. So that's one of the things I did. And the thing is, so we're talking about the transition I had to take pertaining to my profession. But the reality is, I think for me, this was just the tip of the iceberg for everything that was shifting in my life.
It's time to shift.
It was a shift.
Yeah. Speaking of my new book, It's Time to Shift on Amazon.com. It's time to shift on Amazon.com. So go ahead.
Was that a plug?
It was a little shameless plug. I had to get it in there. I had to get it.
He plugged his book on my show. That's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. I had to get it in.
We roll like that.
Let's go.
But I do believe that that it was just the tip of the iceberg for shifts. Right. And I had to, listen, with tears sometimes, with frustration, with isolation. I mean, I experienced these things. Sure. And, when Jackie Boyd does what she does, you don't see that. Right. Only people closest to me will see that. Right. But I mean, I did because that feeling of gray. Right. That feeling of you don't know. Right. That feeling of what's happening. It seemed like one thing piled on top of another, And even as I speak, I'm still having to navigate and deal with some things. But I think it is a test of my faith. Right. A test of, even I took a step back from social media. I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I post regularly, but I stopped. Right. Because it's like your brain, was going to blow a fuse. Sure. It's just so much. And you had to stop. It's like I want off the Ferris wheel. Right. I just need to break. So when I talked earlier and I said, hey, when I don't know what to do, I just go shop or I watch something brainless on TV, but that's a way to relieve my brain from having to problem solve. Right. Our brain was created to problem solve, but that takes a lot of energy. And when you don't have an issue, you don't think about it. You just do it. I just do it. Right. I double dutch. I roll. I rock. Right. That's what I do. That's how I'm wired. Gotcha. But when there are times when you just gotta shut it down. And if you don't have enough sense to do it, circumstances will force you into it.
So how did you know? Because sometimes we equate things just not happening right in our life as whatever. It's just not happening right in our life. How did you know it was time for you to make a shift, a mental shift? What was going on in your life that made you say, I got to shift? Right. What was it?
Chris, honestly, it was a series of losses.
I got you.
Deals, dealing with a situation concerning in a dispute with a vendor with some work done at my house.
Got you.
It just seemed to be these big, I call them big chunky items that was happening, and I felt like there were losses.
Got it.
And I'm like, if I, another loss, and here's the thing, this is, all of us know it. Anybody who does real estate, there are highs and lows, there are ebbs and flows, there are peaks and valleys, and you have to be able to navigate those.
Sure.
And when deals fall, you don't get paid on the 1st and the 15th. You see, you have to figure out how to do that.
Right.
And if you have enough of them that fall, that's made a major dent into just your regular everyday living.
Right.
So, issues with money or issues with, things happening in my car.
Gotcha.
Just different things, just big chunky items that impact how I move. They begin to happen. It was like one after another, after another, after another. And if you've ever been in that place where you're like, God, do you hear me?
Right.
God, do you see me? God, do you know?
Right.
Jackie Boyd has said that.
Right.
These last 7 months have not been easy. And so that's why I wanted to do this.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to be able to tell this story.
Right.
And at the end of every story, you want to be able to encourage someone.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, woe is me. That is not the message. The message is, hey, even those of us who seem like, hey, we got it moving, you double dutch, you're moving, we all have stuff. And you have to know how to navigate.
You got to know how to navigate.
You got to know how to navigate, man.
Especially when you talked about social media and taking a step back from social media, that's such a unplugging, because social media will make you think that people are not out here struggling because they only want you to they only showing you a particular thing. But people are going through some stuff.
Exactly.
People are going through some stuff maritally, with their marriage. They're going through some stuff physically. You may not see it, but folk are dealing with their own stuff, right? But like you talked about, it's how you navigate around your stuff.
That's right.
That's going to separate you from the next person.
That's right.
Right? And so when you took that time to shift and to shut down social media and to get your head clear and write down your vision and make it clear, that's what you were doing.
Right.
You were navigating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for you to sit here today, knowing I personally know all the stuff that we have to deal with.
Right.
This is a testimony. This is a test. Yeah. And what I found out is that the enemy, he can only try to cloud your brain and your mind from what's about to happen in your life. Because he knows what's about to happen around the corner.
We don't know.
We don't know.
God knows. He knows. We don't know.
We don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so he can get you, he can't stop the blessing.
Right.
It's coming.
Right.
But if he can get you off in alignment of that blessing, he can prolong what it is.
That's right.
Right? The children of Israel went around that thing for what, 40 years?
40 years.
A trip that's supposed to take them 40 days or whatever it was?
That's right.
But because he got them off
focus.
It took them a long period of time.
That's right. That's right. And I think about, and I'm in no ways, spiritual teacher or anything. Right. But hey, just knowing, the word.
Yeah.
God told Moses, use what's in your hand. Moses said, I don't have what it takes. What do you do? Use what's in your hand.
Right.
Just use what's in your hand. The word said, if you're faithful over the few, I'll make you ruler over the many.
Right.
So faithful over the few may be, okay, you may not have a vast of anything, but what you do have, are you faithful over that?
Right.
What you do know, are you faithful over that knowledge?
That's good.
The friends you do have, are you faithful to them?
That's good.
Whether it's 2 or it's 22,
That's
are
good.
you faithful? And so God had to show me that.
Right.
Charity starts at home.
That's good.
Are you a hellion at home, or are you showing grace?
That's good.
Sometimes God has to show ourselves, and I'm not a hellion. I don't want to imply that. I don't want to imply that. I'm just using that as an example.
Let me call your mom. Miss Birdie.
I'm not. But
good.
My point is, whatever it is,
right.
God is saying, listen, I've made you steward over these people, over this knowledge, over these opportunities, over this space. I've made you steward over that.
Right.
And so you don't have to look outside of that, looking for something greater.
Right.
Expand my territory, but if your territory is not expanded right now, what do you have right now?
Right, right.
Why are we always looking what do we have right now?
That's good.
God may just want you to be right there with what you have. I made you steward over these challenges. What are you doing with them?
Right.
And so he had to deal with me with all that.
Right. What is some of the lessons? I know we've talked a lot on the personal level, and I know you went through some personal stuff. How were you able to navigate around certain things that happen, and what do you think that message was that you got from some of those things? Can you pinpoint some of those ones that kind of rocked you off of your foundation a little bit, and the lesson that you learned from that particular thing?
One is humility.
Okay.
As I stated earlier, you know, always wanting things to be perfect.
Sure.
Always wanting things to be right.
Yeah.
You know, God says, I'm the only righteous.
Yeah.
I'm the only right.
Right.
So humility is one. And not that I'm not a humble person.
Sure.
I don't think, I'm not, I always say,
right.
I don't have to roar. I don't have to be the loudest in the room. I don't have to be the brightest in the room, but I'm bright.
Yeah.
You know, if I need to speak, I know how.
Right.
If I need to fall back, I know how.
That's good.
If I need to sit up, I know how. In other words, my space and my place does not define me. So I'm very thankful for that.
Sure.
But even with that, sometimes y'all, we can get the big head.
Sure.
You know, things rolling. You know, I get caught up when it's rolling, and you become self-reliant.
Sure.
As we think, self-sufficient. We really aren't.
Right.
But we think it because things are moving.
Things are
flowing.
moving.
You know, you got it all. Things are moving. You know.
And you start to buy into the narrative too. When people say certain stuff to you, you start to buy into that narrative.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very. You have to be able to pull that thing back quickly.
That's right. You got to pull it back, and you got to realize, like, but by the grace of God.
Yeah.
But by the grace, there go I. In God's grace and mercy.
That's good.
Mercy holds back what we don't deserve. You know, I mean, mercy holds back what we do deserve.
I got you.
Grace gives us what we don't deserve.
Right.
So it's not by might, by power, by me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But sometimes when you're moving and things are flowing, you don't, not that you don't know that, but you're moving like that. And God says, slow down, sister, daughter, slow your roll. It's because of me. You know what I mean? And let me say something out of line.
Right.
I had to ask for forgiveness for an argument I had with my son.
Right.
You know, and had to realize, Lord, you know, regardless, I need to realize that everything that comes out of this mouth has to be come from, you'll be okay with you first.
And accounted for it, right?
So I think humility, realizing that I am self-reliant on not myself. Those lessons I had to learn.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, I know we talked professionally, but you are also involved in a lot of organizations that kind of intertwine, because I know, yes, it might be professional,
right,
these organizations, but there's a personal interjection with them, right? It means a little bit more to you on a personal level than just on a professional level. Right. Talk about some of those things that you're involved in and how those things have impacted your life, and what do you want to bring to the table in those organizations?
Got you. So one of the things also this year that was, that's been a lot, is I've been involved in a lot of, I would say, what may appear as non-revenue generating organizations. Now here's the thing, I wholeheartedly believe this, that we are to give of our talent and our time.
Okay.
Because God gives us talents not to hide them, but to use them to help serve people. And I am a problem solver and a fixer at heart. That's Jackie Boyd all day, every day. And so any opportunity where I'm given or asked to serve in a capacity where I can help bring about knowledge, understanding, wisdom, solve problems, I'm probably going to say yes. Right. You know, and I need to learn to say no a little more, but I'm probably going to say yes. And one of them is First Coast Association of Realtors, FCAR, Northeast Florida Association of Realtors, NEFAR, FCAR. Gotcha. And they belong to two national organizations. They are local chapters or boards under two national associations. So NAR is the National Association for NEFAR. Gotcha. And NARAB is the National Association for FCAR. Got it. I serve in leadership capacity on both executive board for FCAR and as a chair and a Florida Realtors director for NEFAR.
Okay.
A lot of time, a lot of commitment. But again, I look at it as a whole. I love my profession. I love real estate. And these are ways I'm serving to make those professions better.
Got it.
Ethically, disseminating information, and ultimately helping others understand that there are paths to home ownership.
Got it.
Right? And so I'm a beacon of that.
Okay.
So love it. Absolutely love it. Is it time consuming? Absolutely. And because Jackie Boy doesn't go, I said it earlier, I don't know how to go halfway.
Sure.
If I'm the quintessential worker bee.
Got it.
If you got me on your team, we're doing it. It's going to be done. If I'm committing, I'm committing. And so with that quality about myself, it takes a lot out of me.
Got it.
It may not take a lot out of the next person. I can only speak for me. It takes a lot out of me. And I don't give it grudgingly or sparingly. I give my all.
Got it.
So, that's been a lot. That's been a lot. Now, both of these organizations have helped me grow as a professional,
sure,
as a leader. I know that I'm a servant leader. They've helped me grow, but I have to learn how to balance. And for instance, with FCAR, I'm the third VP in over education and outreach. And we're a new board. We've been operating now for 6 months into a 2-year term.
Sure.
We're gelling. We're getting things together. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. Are we doing some great things? Absolutely. Are we learning? Yes, we are. And one thing is we just had a leadership training, and one thing the trainer talked about is leadership styles, communication, and how you gel together as a team.
Sure.
And the stages of team building, storming and forming. These are some stages of team building. And I'm learning so much. I've been on other boards and I've served. I'm learning so much here. And I'm really thankful for that. And with NEFAR, serving as the chair of their diversity committee, it's been an honor. Absolutely love it. Because I'm one of those kumbaya, can we all get along kind of persons. And so just wanting people to understand that regardless of who you are, where you live, what you look like, first of all, you can own a home.
Sure.
And second of all, we can come together as one.
Right.
And so kindness is cool. That's our slogan. That's our message. And again, I'm a beacon of that culture. And so I love it.
That's good.
Love it.
That's good. So personally, from a personal level, I know because we talk all the time. You really put your heart and your soul into these organizations. And sometimes I'm like, let that stuff go. But you're like, no, I'm committed.
Right.
So it's a good thing.
Right.
So what is it, Jackie Boy?
Yeah.
What is it that you really want people to know from this podcast tonight?
Listen, no matter what transitions or shifts you encounter, you will get through them. Be in tune with what you're feeling, who you are. Don't just rely on yourself. Again, I said earlier, that quality of if it's not broke, I'm not going to fix it. That's a great quality to have. But be careful that you don't become complacent in that. The one thing that's consistent, Chris, in life is change.
Wow, that's good.
That is the one consistent thing.
Right.
And if we don't recognize that, we'll fight it.
Sure.
We'll fight it. The reality is, don't fight it. Go with it. Are you the bull or are you the cow? All right? Someone gave that analogy. When a storm is coming, what do? And sometimes, and if you want to encounter the storm with the least amount of damage, you want to go in.
That's the bull.
That's the bull. That's a good quality, right? So don't get stuck. I got stuck. There's nothing wrong with shutting down social media and things and all the noise. There's nothing wrong with that because sometimes we all need that. Every machine must shut down.
Sure.
You cannot operate 24/7.
Sure.
As my mama would say, you can't burn the candle at both ends because
Sure.
it's going to burn out.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not good for me, how can I be good for my friend Chris?
Right.
Or my friend Felicia or whoever?
Right.
How can I be good for you?
That's good. That's good.
And so I had my dear friend Sharon in Baltimore. She said, listen, we can't both be crazy at the same time. When I'm crazy,
right,
you better be saved.
Right.
And when you crazy, I'm going to be saved.
Sure.
And so I just want people to understand that life happens. Life will life.
Life is life.
You know, it doesn't mean the end. It just means a change.
That's good.
Change is not bad. It just means different. It just means becoming accustomed to something else.
Right.
So that is really what I want people to share. Because that will help you become, I talk about all the time, the Jackie Boy podcast is about bringing you information, education, but mostly inspiration to help you become the best version of yourself.
That's good.
And so if this can help somebody become a better version of them, if this can give somebody encouragement, that regardless of what, like you said it, social media is intended to make you see only the good part.
Right.
But when that post is over, you don't know what that person is going back to or coming from.
Right.
So don't ever compare yourself, you know? And sometimes just take a step back, listen.
Right.
Pray, meditate.
That's good.
You know, and I promise you, it may not get better the next day.
Right.
But it's going to get better.
Right. You are only in competition with yourself.
A wise man said that.
That's you're only in competition
with yourself. It's you against you.
It's you against you.
It's you against you.
You know, you got to shut the noise out. That's good. That's good.
You got to shut the noise
out. Jackie, I'm going to give you the floor.
Give me the floor.
Give you the floor. You can. Is there anything that we missed? Anything that you would like to talk about? Anything that you want to share with the people? An encouraging word? Is there anything? And as I call it, operating in the DOS.
I love that. We coined that. Can you explain to the folk what the DOS is?
Right. So we talked about this one day, you know, in computer language, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes when your computer's not working to its fullness, to its full capacity, they have to go and defragment the computer, try to get some of that stuff that's lingering out there, right? And I think that's how the brain sometimes is. You have all these things that's operating in your brain. And sometimes we just have to say, let's defragment this thing. Let's get some of that mess cleared out, because if there's something operating back there, you're not going to be able to fully give me all of your brain power.
Got you.
So let's just go ahead and clear some of that brain stuff out of there, or some of that stuff that does not mean anything, that's lingering back there. Let's clear that out.
Yes.
And then once we do that, then you and I can have a good conversation.
Got it. And we say that a lot.
We say that a lot.
He'll say, what's in your DOS? Jackie Boy, there's something in your DOS.
Something in your DOS.
Come on, let's get it out.
Let's get it out.
I love that. No, there is nothing in the DOS.
Gotcha.
I'm leaving it all here.
Good.
And so what would I tell people? One, change is inevitable.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
You have to be able to navigate the waters. There are ebbs and flows of life. There's ups and downs. You know, people are going to come, people are going to go. But the people who stay are the ones who can't leave you.
I love it.
They can't.
I love it.
Because they're connected to your destiny. They can't leave you. Mm-hmm. The people who leave, guess what? They absolutely can. And guess what you want? You want them to go.
That's good.
I don't want you to stay.
That's good.
Right? And when the shifts come, even when you've been comfortable with something, comfortable with a place, a space, an opportunity, listen, God is always going to show you greater and better. You know, you cannot go forward looking back. So it's what's ahead of you that you need to latch to. Even when that area is gray, even when you're not sure what's there, just go.
Right.
Stop being a perfectionist. Stop. Mm-hmm. Stop. Mm-hmm. S-T-O-P, stop. Mm-hmm. Don't be a perfectionist. Put one foot in front of the other. You may not have all the answers. You may not have all the steps. But trust me, when you put the one foot, trust me, the next place you need to be, when that foot goes, it's going to be a solid ground right there. I promise you, you're not going to fall. You're not going to fall. Just put one foot in front of the other.
I love it.
And trust God. I call him Jesus. Trust. Mm-hmm. You cannot rely only what's in here. Because if I only relied on what's in here, no telling where your friend would be.
Right.
So that's really what I want to leave people with. I just had a lot to say, and I wanted to say it.
You did it. You said it all. I
wanted to say it.
Well, listen, Jackie Boy, I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to sit in this seat. It's always good connecting with you, hearing your thoughts and connecting to everything that you got going on. So I thank you again for allowing me to sit in this seat.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And listen, I'm gonna read something because I know how you are.
Oh.
And you're not gonna get me tomorrow. Thompson, why you didn't tell the people this? So, so I'm gonna read it to make sure that we get exactly how it's supposed to be done, because I don't want to mess this seat up, because you do this seat such great service, and I don't want to disappoint. All right. So listen, remember, the Jackie Boy Podcast is always going to bring you people who have something to say. And you said it, my sister. You said it. And Jackie Boy had a lot to say tonight. The Jackie Boy Podcast is brought to you every second and fourth Tuesday of every month on all of your major podcast platforms. Please like and share. And if anything you heard tonight can help you become the best version of yourself, please comment on that. And yes, tonight's show is brought to you by the Olux, y'all see it up there, Olux Life Mansion. If you're looking for a venue to host your small event or meeting, consider Olux Life. That's oluxlife.com. So until next time, do whatever you have to do to become the best version of yourself. We out, y'all. Peace.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boy Podcast. We hope this episode has left you informed, intrigued, and inspired to become your best self. Remember to tune in every second and fourth Tuesday of the month and trust, then know.